When you're trying to lose weight, it can feel like you're standing at a crossroads. One path leads to the gym where sweat and sore muscles await, and the other has you staring down your plate like it's a bad breakup, reconsidering every bite. Maybe you've heard people say, abs are made in the kitchen, or you can't outrun a bad diet.
Run, Forrest, run!
But do these sayings really hold up? Let's break it down and settle the debate once and for all. What's more important for weight loss? Diet or exercise? Trust me, the answer might surprise you. Hello my dears and welcome. I'm Marina, your registered dietitian, here to help you navigate weight loss without confusion. After losing 80 pounds myself, I know how overwhelming it can be to figure out what really works. So today we are diving into the roles of diet and exercise in weight loss. By the end of this video, you'll know whether diet or exercise deserves the crown, or if choosing just one path might be the wrong way to go. Let's settle this once and for all. What's more important for weight loss? What you eat or how you move? Understanding energy balance is crucial for anyone trying to lose weight. Grasping these concepts will help you make sense of why some weight loss strategies work while others can lead you in circles. Let's start with the basics. Your body needs energy, calories, to stay alive and function. Everything from breathing and keeping your heart beating to walking, talking, and even digesting food requires energy. This energy comes from the food you eat. If you eat more than your body needs, the extra energy doesn't just disappear, it gets stored as fat, like putting fuel in a reserve tank for later use. Over time, if you keep adding more fuel than your body needs, the tank overflows. Hello, weight gain.
Dad, this says I gained weight.
To reverse this process and lose weight, your body needs to tap into that energy reserve, your fat cells. But here's the catch. Your body won't touch that stored energy if you're already providing enough through food. Simply put, you need to achieve a calorie deficit. Creating a calorie deficit either by consuming fewer calories or burning more calories through increased activity will lead to weight loss. This concept is also known as CICO, calories in versus calories out. While we are not robots and energy in and out can vary greatly among individuals, calorie intake relative to energy expenditure is the most important factor in determining what will happen with your weight. Now let's take a look at how your body spends those calories throughout the day, starting with total daily energy expenditure. Total daily energy expenditure represents the total number of calories your body uses in a day, and it's influenced by several factors. First, we have basal metabolic rate, which is the energy your body needs just to keep you alive. Think breathing, circulating blood, maintaining body temperature, and all the essential functions. This is by far the biggest chunk of your daily calorie expenditure, making up around 60 to 70% of your total daily energy expenditure. Next, we have non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which includes the calories you burn from all those little movements throughout the day. Walking, fidgeting, typing, cleaning, even your posture. NEAT can make up about 15 to 20% of your total daily energy expenditure, and it's one of the easiest ways to increase calorie burn without hitting the gym. Walking is really underrated. Then there's thermic effect of food, which is the energy your body uses to digest and process food. While it's a smaller part of the puzzle, TEF still accounts for about 10% of your total calorie burn. And finally, there's exercise activity, the energy you burn through structured physical activity. Whether it's a gym session, running, cycling, or any other form of exercise, exercise activity is important, but makes up a relatively small portion of your total daily energy expenditure, typically around 5 to 10%.
5 calories burned. Nice.
As you can see, Exercise is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to burning calories. So, is it enough to simply exercise more to burn off those extra fat reserves? Let's take a deeper look at how exercise stacks up in the battle of weight loss independent of a diet. First things first, exercise is fantastic for your health. Regular physical activity offers countless benefits beyond weight loss. It improves cardiovascular health, enhances insulin sensitivity, boosts mood, increases energy levels, and reduces the risk of chronic diseases. And let's not forget about mental health. Exercise is like a free antidepressant and brain booster all in one. Even without weight loss, exercise can lead to favorable changes in cardiovascular health, glucose tolerance, etc. Exercise helps burn calories, which contributes to a calorie deficit, a key driver of fat loss. But here's the reality. The actual calorie burn from exercise is often far less than we think. Let's break it down. A brisk 30-minute walk might burn around 150 to 200 calories depending on your body weight and pace. Or take a high-energy aerobics class. Your fitness tracker might proudly report that you torch 500 calories, but studies show that fitness trackers and gym equipment can overestimate calorie burn by 20 to 30%. So, in reality, that 500 might actually be closer to 250 calories. Ouch.
Burn the whole calorie.
To put this into perspective, let's talk snacks. One large chocolate chip cookie, about 250 calories. You'd need 30 minutes of jogging at a moderate pace to burn that off. Craving a double cheeseburger and fries? Get ready to swim laps vigorously for over 2 hours. The takeaway? Relying solely on exercise to burn off indulgent food isn't as straightforward or practical as it sounds.
I gotta burn the mistakes. Burn the calories.
Here's the math. To lose 1 kilogram of body fat, you need a calorie deficit of approximately 7,000 to 8,000 calories. Let's say you manage to burn 500 calories per workout 3 times a week. That adds up to 1,500 calories. A solid effort, but still far short of that deficit needed to shed a kilo of fat. And if you are thinking about creating a consistent 500 to 700 calorie daily deficit solely through exercise, you need to do at least 1 hour of intense activity every single day. Think running, swimming, or intense gym sessions with sweat and tears.
And whatever kills me makes me stronger.
For most people, especially those who are just starting out, going from sedentary to that level of exercise is a recipe for injury, burnout, and disappointment. It's simply not sustainable for the majority. The American College of Sports Medicine emphasizes this reality, stating that while physical activity can help produce weight loss, relying on exercise alone may require up to 60 minutes of daily activity to see significant results. That's a big ask for most people juggling busy lives, work, and family commitments. And then there's the sneaky phenomenon of compensation. Research has shown that we often overestimate the calories we burn during exercise and then reward ourselves for it. You might think, I crushed that workout, I deserve an extra slice of pizza. But those calories can quickly cancel out the deficit you worked so hard to create. One study highlighted this effect. Participants who were told they burned 260 calories during exercise ended up eating far more food afterward compared to those who were told they burned only 50 calories. Compensation doesn't always stop with food intake either. Another form of compensation comes in the form of reduced activity throughout the day. Ever finish an intense workout and feel like you've earned the right to collapse on that couch for the rest of the afternoon? You are not alone. Vigorous exercise can leave you feeling tired and sore, making you less likely to move in ways that burn additional calories, like taking those stairs, walking around, or even standing instead of sitting. The human body is incredibly efficient at maintaining balance. If you ramp up exercise, your body might compensate in another way by reducing your non-exercise activity, those small movements throughout the day that quietly add up significant to energy expenditure. Combined with increased hunger after exercise for some people, and this can offset the calorie deficit you thought you were creating.
Hungry and angry? You hangry, Claire.
So, what does the research say about exercise as a weight loss tool? Most studies agree that exercise alone plays a relatively small role in weight loss, especially without dietary changes. For example, a meta-analysis found that aerobic exercise alone led to a weight loss of about 3 kg over 30 weeks in overweight individuals compared to sedentary controls. That's roughly 0.1 kilogram per week, small, but still a loss. Resistance training showed even smaller effects on weight loss but provided a major advantage. It helped build and preserve lean muscle mass, which is crucial for metabolism and long-term weight management. Another systematic review of studies with longer follow-ups confirmed that exercise without dietary changes resulted in only minimal weight loss. Even when exercise is pushed to higher levels, the results remain limited. In a randomized control trials, participants who exercised for 60 minutes per day, burning roughly 700 calories per session, lost about 7.5 kilograms in 3 months. While that's an impressive result, it required 7 hours of intense exercise per week, a level of commitment that is challenging for most people to sustain.
Oh dear, I'd much rather play finger exercises.
Here's the bottom line. Trying to lose weight by burning it off with exercise alone is extremely difficult for most people. The calorie burn is real, but it's smaller than we like to believe. Multiple studies support this and state that exercise activity alone reduces body mass only slightly. And for the majority of people, it's simply not practical to rely solely on exercise to create the necessary calorie deficit. That's why we need to be mindful of our diets. But does dieting alone without exercise provide good results? And more importantly, is it healthy? What about preserving lean muscle mass, which exercise helps to maintain? Well, here's where things start to become clearer. Dieting for weight loss has sparked debates among researchers, nutrition experts, and the public alike. A meta-analysis of popular diet programs confirms one consistent truth. Calorie restriction is the cornerstone of weight loss, far outweighing the impact of specific macronutrient compositions. In simpler terms, achieving a calorie deficit is the holy grail of weight loss. There are countless dietary approaches to create that deficit. Low-carb, high-fat diets, low-fat diets, the calorie-reduced Mediterranean or DASH diets, and even time-restricted eating patterns. Despite their differences, these methods share a common focus on increasing whole foods, vegetables, fruits, and lean protein while reducing processed calorie-dense foods. The good news? All of these strategies can work. There is no universal best diet for weight loss. The best approach is the one you can stick to, preferably for life. And here's the truth. For most people, achieving a calorie deficit through diet is far easier than relying on exercise alone. While exercise has undeniable health benefits, it simply burns fewer calories than most people think, making it difficult to achieve a meaningful calorie deficit without changes to eating habits. For example, it would take a 155-pound person nearly an hour of running at a moderate pace to burn 500 calories. The same deficit can be achieved by making small, mindful dietary changes. Swapping a heaping tablespoon of peanut butter on your granola for a smaller teaspoon saves around 130 calories. Skipping that healthy granola bar midday and opting for an apple instead cuts another 100 calories. Trading creamy salad dressing for a light vinaigrette, saving another 100 calories, and measuring out 1 cup of pasta instead of 2 for dinner trims another 200. These simple changes total approximately 500 calories saved in a day, all without the need for another intense workout. Don't get me wrong, exercise is amazing, but doing highly vigorous workouts when overweight or obese every day is insanity.
Great workout, Sarge.
In contrast, a consistent calorie deficit achieved through diet alone almost always leads to weight loss even in the absence of exercise. So the saying, abs are made in the kitchen, is not that far-fetched. Well, not quite literally, as strong abdominal muscles are important for posture, balance, and core health. Visible abs require exceptionally low body fat levels, not a necessity for good health or functionality.
Someone's a little jelly.
Similarly, you can't outrun a bad diet is more than a catchy phrase. It's a reminder that exercise alone rarely compensates for poor food choices. Achieving and maintaining a calorie deficit is primarily driven by dietary habits, with research suggesting that weight loss success is approximately 70 to 80% diet and 20 to 30% exercise. This ratio underscores the critical role of food in weight management, even as exercise plays an essential supporting role. However, there's some bad news. Diet-only weight loss has its drawbacks. When fat loss is the goal, dieting alone doesn't discriminate, and fat-free mass, including muscle tissue, is often lost in the process. This can be particularly concerning as muscle is critical for maintaining metabolism and functional strength. Older adults and women face even greater risk due to age-related muscle loss and menopause-associated declines in lean mass. The question remains, how do we save our muscles during weight loss? Evidence points to the synergy of progressive resistant exercise training program and calorie-deficient, higher protein diet during weight loss, particularly for middle-aged and older adults. This approach minimizes muscle loss, stabilizes metabolism, and leads to healthier overall body composition. So, diet might be the king of weight loss, but does it wear the crown alone? It's clear that diet is the cornerstone of weight loss. Achieving a calorie deficit is undeniably easier through mindful eating than through exercise alone. However, relying solely on diet has its downside, particularly the risk of losing fat-free mass, including precious muscle. That's where exercise steps in to share the crown. Resistance training in particular is a game changer. While cardio primarily burns calories but also helps with cardiovascular health, resistance training tells your body, hold on to that muscle.
Just doing my workout.
Studies confirm that combining strength training with a calorie-restricted diet not only helps retain muscles but can even build it for beginners, leading to a more efficient metabolism. For those with obesity, this combination creates the ideal environment for losing fat while maintaining or even gaining muscle. Even for beginners or those unable to hit the weights, any movement works. Walking, yoga, swimming, or bodyweight exercises can protect fat-free mass, improving cardiovascular health, and boost mood. And for individuals over 65, tailoring exercise programs to focus on maintaining strength and functionality is essential for sustaining quality of life. Science backs this approach. A meta-analysis of 18 randomized trials found that combining diet and exercise led to significantly greater long-term weight loss than diet alone. Another systematic review identified the winning formula: a personalized hypocaloric diet paired with at least 175 minutes per week of combined strength and endurance exercises. For older adults, studies additionally recommend a hypocaloric diet with emphasis on adequate protein intake and resistance training to preserve muscle mass and physical function. The ultimate takeaway: diet drives the weight loss bus, but exercise ensures the wheels keep turning for the long haul. Exercise becomes even more critical during the weight loss maintenance phase, as it helps prevent weight regain by boosting metabolism, supporting muscle retention, and improving energy balance, according to multiple studies. Diet and exercise together don't just help you lose weight, they build a body that's strong, functional, and ready to thrive for a lifetime. Thank you for watching, my dears. I hope this video has helped you see weight loss in a whole new light. Remember, it's not about choosing diet or exercise, it's about combining their strengths to achieve your goals and sustain a healthy lifestyle. If you found value in this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new upload. And don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share it with anyone who might need a little inspiration on their journey. You are not just subscribers, you are part of a community. So let's keep supporting each other to be the strongest, healthiest version of ourselves. Thank you for being here, my dears, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of your body, mind, and soul. Bye!